Peace, fam. I've been taking cacao for a while just for the benefit of having extra copper in the body, which is especially good for Aboriginal said black people. This is one of my staples, so after a while, I didn't really pay attention to any special benefit. However, when I stopped taking it for a while because I ran out and it slipped my mind to re-up on my bowl supply, I did notice something. I seemed to be in third gear instead of fourth by the end of the day. Now, I usually do a light workout after my workday, but for about 7 days, I had to sip some tea just to get the energy to do it. So when things like this happen, I immediately check my supplement tables and see what I'm not taking, because usually that's the case. I run out of something, it slips my mind to get it, and then I notice that I'm just not functioning at the prime level that I usually am, and I have to go check my tables. So once I saw I was missing my daily cacao dose, I restarted the next day, of course. In a few days, that evening lag disappeared, and the boost in energy was immediately noticeable. Now, I didn't understand why it made such a big difference, so of course, I hit the books. I found something I overlooked in my assessment and reason for taking cacao in the first place, and that was that it helps glucose metabolism. Now, for me, that's especially crucial. Since I cycle between low carb and keto all month, it would make sense that something that helps me use the small amounts of glucose more efficiently would help me in the energy department. My body is carb sensitive, and if I eat too much, I start to get a gut. So increasing carbs for me is not an option. Cacao actually helps affect carb metabolism for better use by the body and brain, along with the caffeine-like constituent, which is sustained throughout the day and not used as rapidly as the caffeine style in coffee. And it adds the energy boost without a crash in the middle of the day. Another thing I'm noticing is that foods that originate endemically from ancient lands of original man seem to have a vitalizing effect on the body. Cacao was initially introduced to the world by the Olmecs, who, as we know, were the original men who inhabited the Americas, before aliens got here. It was introduced into Africa by a Ghanaian agriculturalist named Tete Kwarshi, another original man who recognized its power and natural affinity to the melanated body. Now, I haven't discussed it before, but this food is very high in plant-based magnesium, which is best for the body, copper, which supports melanin. I've discussed that already, and plant-based calcium, which makes it very good, especially for women in their mid to late 30s and over. Cacao is much better than chocolate, which is stripped of most of the precious minerals when it's Dutched, which is a process where alkali is used to darken it and blunt some of the bitterness of the actual herb or actual nutrient. Pure cacao is excellent with cinnamon, not cassia, not Saigon or Korangi cinnamon, but the Ceylon strain. The cassia is actually banned in some countries, so that gives you an idea of, how that affects the body. Sometimes there's no distinction in the stores, but the botanical name for Ceylon is Cinnamon verum, so you can also look for that if you don't see Ceylon on the label. But yeah, that's my take on cacao. That's my experience with it. I've always used it consistently. It's one of my main staples, and that's just another lesson that I thought I'd share to show the importance of how it can help you in your endeavors to maintain a good health, glucose metabolism, and to keep your mineral intake balanced. Till next video, peace. If you learned from this video, help support the study and time to bring this knowledge to our community. It does take time and effort to be concise and as accurate as possible so that we can stay abreast of important health information and techniques. Please visit the site and follow these links.